name is Robin Goist, and I'm a sophomore at John Carroll, and I'm also a member of a group called the Ohio Student Association.
All right, hello, my name is Dwight Vinson. I'm president of the African American Alliance. I'm a junior here at John Carroll University studying political science.
Hi, my name is Grace Donnelly. I'm a senior here at John Carroll. I'm a double major in peace, justice, human rights, and sociology.
So last fall, OSA collaborated with another community organization in Cleveland called CURE, which stands for Communities Uniting for Responsible Energy, and they wanted to come up with some sort of a transit campaign. So transit or public transportation in the city of Cleveland is funded somewhat by the Ohio Department of Transportation, otherwise known as ODOT, but most of the ODOT funding actually goes towards roads, highways, freeways. Very little public money comes to the public transportation system, so it's largely funded by riders who have to pay their ticket fares. If people in the city who don't have a car, who rely on public transportation, it's a huge issue when the fares get raised or when lines get cut, when there's unsafe bus stops, when there's issues with transit police. These are mostly people who are already marginalized, and so these issues tend to get overlooked.
And I was working with the president and the other board members, and we were really tired of the injustices that we were experiencing within our friend group, within our organization, and that we've been hearing from other minority students around campus. And these injustices, they took form in very subtle, covert microaggressions that weren't really surface level, that people could see and understand and relate to. So a lot of times they were ignored. So we decided to come together as a group to draft a list of demands to present to the university as our way of saying that we would no longer accept this treatment as we are.
And we decided we wanted to do a project related to, in some way, inspired by Keynote Border Initiative. And so we were brainstorming different ideas on how to do that and how to really bring the issue of immigration to our campus to start a conversation. And I'd heard about other campuses that had done a mock border wall. We got two 36-foot wide fences and put them up, one in front of our student center, cutting off part of the steps up to the student center, as well as in front of the library.
We presented our findings to not only the RTA board, but also to the City of Cleveland and the Ohio Department of Transportation. Unfortunately, ODOT does not want to increase their funding for public transportation, and RTA announced that they are moving forward with raising fares for their riders. And so we are continuing to fight. There have been direct actions, protests downtown, and hopefully going into the summer with the RNC, lots of eyes are going to be on Cleveland. Hopefully, the RTA will put its riders first ahead of profit.
So during our occupations and demonstrations, we occupied various spaces around campus to really show the campus that we were not being seen and not being heard. So this was our way of being proactive. We sat in front of the president's office. We occupied student union meetings and our student union programming board meeting. As a result of the demands, we have been meeting with the president of the university, Father Niehoff, and administration monthly, and we will be meeting with them next semester and the semester after that as the board right now.
So we had students that protested hostily about what our wall was advocating for, and so we saw the need to respond in a positive way and allow for dialogue, so we could each understand what each side was coming from. And so we teamed up with the Latin American Student Association to host an event the next night where we just had music and dancing and food and people celebrating what we were advocating for, and invited anybody who chose to come, regardless of their viewpoint, to come and celebrate with us. And it turned into a really wonderful event. where we could just celebrate what we had worked towards and been accomplishing.
One class that I've taken at John Carroll that really shaped the way that I thought about this issue was Women's and Gender Studies 101. In Women's and Gender Studies, you're exposed to this idea of intersectionality, meaning that one person's experience overlapped with a specific type of marginalization or oppression might be different than another person's. And so when I'm thinking about riders of public transportation, someone who is in poverty, someone who has a low-paying job, all of those issues can somehow, they become a lot worse when transportation becomes a huge issue, a big obstacle in your daily life. Another John Carroll class that I've taken that influenced my actions with OSA was a political science class on social movements, and so learning about how groups over history were able to effectively organize what makes a movement successful. Can you really measure a movement's success? All of that really came into play with working with this social movement organization, partnering with another, and trying to really reach out to see the community affected and what they view their biggest needs are. Carroll Reed's early literacy tutoring, and I also did youth ability play practice. This year I started going to Eliza Bryant Nursing Home for their Ladies Spa, as well as the Catholic Worker in Ohio City.
My involvement with the African American Alliance has been so important to my experience here at John Carroll. That's where I learned to sort of build up my voice, to become involved with issues of police brutality and creating this movement. And other issues that concern the Black community. I've also been involved with service here. For my freshman year, I did service at Boys Hope, Girls Hope, sort of like a tutoring mentorship program, which was really rewarding after all to see the impact that we had in those kids' lives.
I've done service at the Domestic Violence and Child Advocacy Shelter, Edwin's Leadership Restaurant, Us Together Refugee Center.